5 years old, I started to get molested by my uncle. Over the course of the next 6 years of my life, I was molested by more than 5 men. So when I was 7, I broke into a church and I got charged with a felony and put on probation. And when I got put on probation, all the men that were molesting me went away. When I got off probation, they all came back. And so I went and broke the law again and got put on probation again. So my whole life, I continued to go out and break the law. I would purposely go out and catch felonies because this is how I protected myself. My mother didn't care. And so to protect myself from the abuse, that's what I would do. I had told on my uncle, and his threats came true because he would tell me as a little kid when he was molesting me, if you tell anybody, I'll have to hurt the whole family. When I told on him, he went to prison and my whole family fell apart. We no longer went to grandma's house. There was no more aunts, no more uncles, no more cousins. Everybody blamed me. It was my fault. It turned me into this reclusive kid. It made me a target in school because I had no self-confidence. And by the time I was 15, I had 10, 12 felonies on my record. And so the judge was sick of me and bound me over to adult court. When I went in at 16, he sent me to prison. I didn't know what was coming. And I was just this abused kid from the country. And they put me in prison when I was 16, and I was raped the first week I was there by 2 men at knife point. And it turned me into a savage. And I became this very violent human being because that became my source of protection. And I no longer feared physical pain. I no longer feared felonies. I had resolved that I was going to spend the rest of my life in prison. And when I was 21, they opened the doors and sent me back to the world with $75 and 3 condoms and no parole, no probation. And I didn't know how to protect myself anymore from the monster that I had become. So I started to rob people and I started to hurt people. And for 20 months, I was just a horrible stain in the world. I was ultimately convicted of 15 more felonies and sent back to prison for 12 more years. It became a safety net for me to get into trouble, to catch felonies. I felt like that's what my life was worth.